All right. I believe we're live. Stuff. There we go. Live. Gary's making weird noises again. Good job, Gary. Oh. Gary's still invisible. Please don't be invisible, Gary. All right. Oh, lovely. Hello, Jalgrim. How goes it? Good evening to you too.
Anything I can help? Need some work done?
Modify my.
Sure. Have
Hello, Michael. How goes it? Modify the Falcon. Hello, Rudiger. Been noticing some really weird. I don't know if it's the parts mod. Like when I was like doing some testing out just to get some screenshots and stuff.
Usually
My
it's
God, like my game
Okay.
was like slow into a crawl. Let's. I seen like a really cool picture of one of the ships from Star Citizen, and it was basically like Tayo if Tayo like was a little bit more curvy. Looked really cool. M2 do something similar. Hello there. What can I say? I'm a bit of a builder. I don't think we have very many. Oh, we got some new parts since the last update. Interesting. Okay, got some more Nova stuff. Hello, Guilty. How goes it? Here, we got Nova. What is it? Nova part? No. Kind of. Okay. That would hurt. Probably not. Need to uh there we go. They are merging. But it seems like the mod author is definitely like adding some new stuff and updating. Like those parts were not there when I was like messing around yesterday.
anything I can help you with? Okay, no problem.
You should. Sadir actually showed me how to make one. And my God, is it? The thing is, the weirdly the CK shipbuilding is quite similar. But it has some like extra parts that are kind of strange. Where does that go? You flip forward? Okay, you do flip. These pieces look so strange when they're kind of in their current configuration. Let's see if we can make like a teeny tiny ship. So yeah, pretty much out. They've like made them small, pretty tiny to line up with the just the general ship type, which is very cool. I don't think there's a piece that's in front of that. I don't want to try making I want to say it was. I think it was. I don't think it was Sadir. Because I remember somebody, one of the first when I did like one of the first ship reviews, someone made like a very cool like pod racer. Because I know Sadir eventually did go down the route of like making pod racer ships. Come on, get the fuck in there. Actually, I could hold on. I could just snap it in and then put it back after. Yeah, that's pretty nice. All right. I have absolutely no idea where we're going with this, but some slight ideas. These parts are like really cool, but I think the one issue that a lot of people are going to have when it sorts itself out is the halves that go with them aren't going to work how they normally would. So you're kind of going to get a little bit creative. Kind of. Any piece kind of sits down slightly. I'm trying to think because I want to like use these as engines, but I determine like what piece. What that? Hello. Slap you under there. Kind of hoping that if I can make the engine pod, the rest of the ship will kind of come together. Actually, let's see. You sit in there, maybe. Probably. Oh no, you will actually. Nice. That doesn't actually look too bad. Bit mergy, but we can get it to work. I know this is not like the best way to make a ship, making the engine and landing gear first, but there's some method to my madness. Oh. I kind of want to make a small, like, Nova Galactic, like, I don't want to say fighter, because, yeah, it's not going to be like a fighter, but I want it to be smallish. Oh, I got the Frontier Hab. I didn't know I had that. Actually quite handy. We still have that cockpit mod, so we can... Eventually, a tile might actually... I mean, we also have Nova Galactic. This is looking very Y-wing. Oh, it doesn't... I don't think it snaps on top. Interesting. Is that... I just noticed that on the cockpit. There's like a... Is that supposed to be a camera? Interesting. It is supposed to be a little camera on it. That's very cool. Oh. Probably actually use the normal cockpit now. Hey. Welcome, Master. Glad you could join us. Currently trying to make a... I don't know what I'm making, to be honest. It's a ship. See, we could use IO one. Using a couple of mods. Nice, nice. Say it's quite a good time to kind of get back into it, just because there's a lot of new stuff that have been added. Higher that slightly. Their hope tech. Actually mount sideways. But it would look kind of funky. Yeah, it's too much going on with it. Ooh, maybe. Let me see. Is there any other pieces I could potentially use to kind of lift it a little bit? Let's try Tayo. I know I was going Nova Galactic, but Tayo might be actually easier. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, but it kind of makes sense from the lore of it and the storyline. Like jumping randomly because it's kind of confused. Girl, Io. I think the first time I was playing, I had it spawn in Serpentis. I thought you had to go to Serpentis. And then the second time, I think it was in Aquila, or like near Aquila. I kind of think it'd be cool if, depending on where it spawned, like if it spawned in like, if it spawned in, say, like Hope Tech territory or Freestar territory, rather, that like there'd be like Freestar ships and they'd be like, the fuck is this? Actually, I have a couple of. We could like go screen door potentially. Not in the lore currently, but the thing is with the lore is we don't know a lot about it. Like a lot of it's very. That looks kind of goofy. I don't really like that. It's not really. I mean, we could potentially do this one that connects. Yeah, we could do that one. And just kind of do like a better job of. Hello, Bayou, how goes it? Sorry if you can hear the ice. Drinking some sparkling water. Gravely developed into grav drives. I think it was the other way around. Because when they started first experimenting with grav drive tech, it was after the fact they were like, oh, we can also use this. Like there's quite a lot in the kind of the plots of like Starfield that like I really hope Bethesda will cover. But the thing is like a lot of the stuff they're gonna like whenever they mention new stuff, it's gonna have to pertain to the plot itself. So a lot of the stuff we probably won't, get much new about. We need the grab drive. See if we can make. What's the Malorian Arms? What is that mod? Is that a? I will say I do like the Star Shard. Very nice. Realistically, we could hide that inside. I'm pretty sure how. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. We'll probably put another one though. Uh. I need grab drive and then that NG2. Oh yeah. Where did that go? Pistol with a magazine from the grip. Oh, okay. For some reason I saw like Malorian and I was like, did you mean to type Mandalorian? Oh, grade F. Oh, cool. Reactor do I use? Hide it. I mean, I could. Thing is, I could also hide a reactor inside. It probably not. No. Actually, hold on now. How small are you? Get inside there. Hello, Lee. It works quite well. I know I'm merging an awful lot on top of, but I want to see how small I can make this ship. Ah! I'm pretty sure I've seen somebody. I think I actually now I know the mod you're talking about because I seen a mod and it said like it had that word in it, Malorian. And I was like, oh, up. Fuck. Thing is, does that look really goofy with two landing bays? I mean, we don't. We can just do that. I wish these halves were like a little bit smaller. Actually, speaking of halves, I might do it then just for the lols because it kind of looks cool. I don't know why you'd need one. That's actually the mod I'm using currently, Master. I have no idea why you'd need two of this like type necessarily, but it's looking pretty interesting. It does annoy me though that sticks out so far. Wait a minute. Might be able to use potentially. No, probably not. We're slowly getting there. We're slowly getting to do I just use these in place of it to keep it like full Nova Galactic? Weirdly, it's actually taller. Interesting. Got the storeroom. That'll be companionway. And then I'm going to need to do something to differentiate the back. Because obviously it has the engines. Slap this underneath. The error. Oh, I need to use a landing bay from the... Oh, okay, no, actually we're good. The back one. Oh, no, it's not gonna... Fuck. Alright, my plan went out the window. Damn it. Like we're gonna do that for the back. Let's see. Don't. It's so hard to build a ship and not use most pieces. Well, X, how goes it? Piece there that kind of connects to it. Oh. Apparently. Just the urge to put one of these here. You go sideways, don't you? Yes, you do. How does that look? Actually, it doesn't look too bad. 80. Oh, come on. Emerge right there. Yep. I don't think YouTube comments allows you to post, but if you want to join our Discord, you can post it there. I'm always down to see ships. Hold on now. Thank you, Al. Welcome. Still trying to figure out how to... Well, actually, that might not... It might not be bad just using... potentially. A bot will pop up in a moment and give you something. Also, Guilty, if you're awake, you can share the link. Or Flippy's job's getting outsourced. Right, now the thing is... What do you have to? These do flip upside down. The gap is a bit problematic. Actually, hold on now, what about fuel tanks? Fuel tank on that. That actually would probably look a little better. Oh, thank you very much, Detroit. I love reviews. Now, question: is there a mod to remove ship size limit? And what's the best parts mod on series? Ship size limit, there is, Detroit. There is, so there's a couple that do it. The best one I know of is would be TN's mod. I did a review of it. Oh no, I didn't do a review of it actually. No. It basically adds a load of different parts to the game, and one of the big ones being M-class parts. But the parts themselves are a little bit problematic because, you know, obviously they're still in testing. But that mod does increase the size of the ship. And when it comes to like actual part mods, any of Rux's flip mods are my go-to. Recently, I've been fiddling around with this in Trinity Aeroworks. mod that it basically adds as you can see here, it adds a lot of the M-class ship parts, but it downsizes them. Now, currently, it has some issues on the Xbox, and I mean, it has some issues on the PC too. So the mod author is kind of working on getting that fixed. But yeah, Rooks is the see. The thing is, there's quite a lot of a lot out there. Like you have the maybe that actually, you have the Avantech. You have what else on this Avantech? There is DareTech. There's Magia. There's quite a few. It comes down to your kind of your preference. Like, if you want a more vanilla experience with parts that kind of fit with the aesthetic of the game, I would definitely recommend Rooks's parts. It's the better ship flips and the better ship snaps. All it basically does is, if you're familiar with the, I'll show you real quick. If you're familiar with the standard parts, structural parts, so like for instance, these pieces, the Amos belly, it just allows you to flip them more ways, which is very, very nice. Hello, elevated. Thank you. You're slightly slower than the bot, but thank you. So, currently running 120 mods. I have the yeah. Then, aside from that, I mean this mod is kind of the next mod that I think is going to, I mean, not blow away the competition, because that's, you know, but I just hopefully the mod author can get it sorted ASAP, because it's amazing. Yeah, no, it is in Mario. Even like there's a lot of bugs on console or on Xbox, and even on like PC. Like I found I built a ship and building was okay, but the more I started to kind of fly, the more it was like the frame rate was dropping. Because that's one of the issues with the big parts, is like there's a lot going on with them texture wise. So and again, I don't know. You never really know if it is the mod. Darkstar is another good one. Darkstar is very good for if you want to make really good kind of end game ships with really good stats. A lot of highly customized weapons. Oh, thanks for reminding me. Great. I don't mind them. It's still taken me a lot of time to get used to them. I can see why, I will say. Initially, I'm one of those people who is very much like, please don't modify things without, you know, my knowledge. But I kind of like that it gives you an extra 200 slots. What exceeds the what? What do I have that exceeds the reactor? Oh, is it the grab drive? Oh, you motherfucker. Give me a second, we need to... Grab drive needs to go. It is out, but on Xbox it is very buggy. And even on PC it's very buggy. The mod author seems to be, for me, clashes with. Yeah. To be honest, that's kind of why generally I tend to... It is on Nexus, and it's also on Creations. I'm going to assume the Nexus is... Hello, Flippy. We're trying to build a small little fighter kind of ship. I would assume the Nexus one is probably the more up-to-date one, but the only thing about the Nexus, and it's kind of why I don't cover Nexus too much, or at all really, is console players. You know, we get left in the dirt. But any of those, it is called in Trinity Aero Works. Any mod that adds new ship parts, unless it's like the vanilla ship parts, like the flips, it's gonna cause issue. It's kind of like if you ever play, you know, any of the Fallout weapon mods. That might be what it's called on Nexus. It is Aero Works, like Aero, you know, AERO. But if you ever played like any of the you know, the weapon mods for Fallout, mod authors make these really awesome high textured weapons, and then you like compare them to like the vanilla weapons, and the vanilla weapons kind of look really, well, they look pretty low. And I think that's a lot of the issue with a lot of these like big like parts mods, is they're so cool, but the mod authors don't kind of take into consideration that how the base parts operate. What was I trying to do? I need two weapons. They're missing. Okay, a grab drive. That's grab drive. 19 jump thrust. Oh, oh. So on Xbox, the hab itself doesn't function very well, and the see on Xbox the hab itself doesn't function very well, and a lot of the parts just cause issues. I also noticed when I was Slayton 1400. Yeah. The other thing too is a lot of the parts, some of them don't have snap points. See, that's one of the downside with with free mods and stuff is that like when somebody does something awesome, it's like, oh, I want the mod author to to pump this out, but obviously they're doing it. It's a free passion product. Like you can't really expect them. Ultimately, even if they left it as is, it's up to them. I would be very, very saddened if they did just leave it in its current state, just because it's awesome. I think oh my god, we're definitely in a we're in a bit of a predicament range wise. See, I will say, like, I really wish that like, see, currently with mods and stuff, like you can go on the Nexus, and I'm pretty sure there probably is a link to donate. But the thing is like I'm not trying to I don't want to start a kind of. Yeah, no, it's amazing. It is the sooner the mod author gets it, sort of the better. But I don't want to obviously start a kind of a war between PC people and Xbox people. But the thing is, when you have a donate option, right? Like generally people aren't not going to do. Like some people will, some people that are really, but a lot of people won't. Whereas with the creations, the paid mods, more people are inclined to kind of, because you're not being pulled to a third-party website, you're getting something for your money. So, I really do think that if this mod author, when they get this all fixed and stuff, they should 100% do, a paid mod, just as a kind of a way for players to endorse. I know some people probably don't like that. They'd probably be, very much oh, we mods should be free, which I can kind of understand, but at the same time, there's been some amazing paid mods, and there's also been some amazing free mods. What was I trying to fix? There we go. Need. This thing is so. It kind of reminds me a little bit of if the Viper. Getting a missing dependency. The dependencies, Gray, are the Coradix Brig mod and the Place Your Own Doors. If you actually click in the video I did where I kind of covered that mod, I linked both the dependencies in it. Very strange that the mod author hasn't changed it. I was really, really hoping that the mod author would see the video and then potentially join the Discord and be like, thanks for viewing the mod, Crimson. I'd be like, if you need help, there is a lot of people that will help you here. Because because some people, a lot of people were in the. It was quite interesting with that because they it's one of those mods. Like I said in the video, the thing is, it's very cool, and I can understand using other mods to enhance it. But I think I don't think they should personally be using. I think there shouldn't be requirements. I think that they should be optional. Just because most people want to plug and play, they don't want to have to worry about. Yeah, maybe it's a bit too. We'll see. Oh no! How goes it? Put this on. Awesome. I will check them out after the stream. kind of looks a bit funky. I really like these pieces, but one of the things I've started to notice, especially now that you can flip them, is the little kind of outline around it. If somebody could just get a little metal scissors and but it's not a metal scissors, or maybe a grinder, and just went zoop. Probably would look better. That looks better. Weapons. There's so many snap points on these new pieces. Because I probably don't even... One of them is generating. So there's a couple of mods it could be. So one of them is... I'm gonna actually rockets there. So one of them is, it could be TN's mod, but that specifies that it is mods. Another one that adds them. Now, I don't know if it's still the case, but ages ago, when I did a review on the, Starborn weapon perks. And one of the perks added M-class weapons, which was kind of strange, to be honest. Like, because I feel like that's one thing I noticed, like, with some modders, is they'll try and, like, which missiles do you guys think looks better? The infiltrators or the atlatls? I mean, the C's don't look too bad, but they're quite small. The other thing too is, yeah, see, I do like the flat missile pod. It's just seeing if they actually remove this. I mean, the white definitely. Let me put this, make this all white for a minute. Yeah, Starborn ships might be the ones doing it. Like, I do get, like, why mod authors, like, you know, they want to kind of have everything. I'm kind of, I think it's supposed to be some sort of fighter. I'm kind of thinking like an interceptor. Still kind of not too sure. Reses, changes. Some of the snap points on the on some of these parts are a bit funky. Like, well, let's show you some real quick. I don't know if they patched it. So one of the Deimos pieces, this one here. So if you flip it to the other side and you try and attach a weapon, the weapon snap point is up. And it does actually shoot up. I thought that, like, the weapon models were just, like, they were just, like, static and that the weapons didn't matter, but by Jesus, do they matter. I really need to download the Colorize mod. Oh, you know what we could do, actually? Hold on now. Don't get me wrong, like, it's an awesome part, and, like, you can kind of alleviate it by just hiding something underneath it. Oh, I kind of want to do, like, a, These are kind of like drop tanks. I don't know. I feel like would you need drop tanks in space? Probably not. Maybe, maybe not. They're gonna be a little I kind of want to put something there a little bit just to hide it. Oh, well, it would... to be fair, you're not wrong. Like, I know that, I mean, in real life, the space shuttle, or the most of the spaceships do it. Weirdly, I was thinking more like this, in the more I'm kind of building it, the more I'm thinking, it's very small, and obviously it has a grav drive, so it can take off, but it makes me think more that this would be like an orbital interceptor, that's the word. So like the drop tanks are more like to extend its how do you get an error list for ships to show more than 1 or 2 errors at a time? You press that button and it'll show you all of them. Like if let's say for instance, if I didn't have a grav drive and I press the whatever the flight check button is, it'll show you everything. Oh, wait, you didn't know that? How have you been doing that? Yeah, pretty much. So it would, well, see, that's the thing too, because I feel like, oh, I kind of actually like the extended of it. That looks kind of cool. Oh, these are only 4s. We need some 7s. Get the hell out of here. Because, like... Uh-oh. Oh, come on. No. Okay. This piece isn't it. Like, realistically, I feel like... Wait, how did I mount... Wait, did I mount that? Question. There we go. Where did that piece even go? This is one of the few problems when you're trying to... Oh, there we go. Perfect. Oh no, I play on controller too. I'm one of the few people that really likes. Well, that's not it. There's probably a lot of people that play Bethesda games on kind of mouse and keyboards. I kind of like the extended a little bit. But going back to the point you were making about like it would burn up. See, I played a little bit of Kerbal Space Program. Obviously, re-entry is a bitch, especially with heat. But I would like to think that, because the space shuttle can I suppose it depends too on how fast you're going. Because I'm going to assume when the space shuttle re-entered Earth's orbit, it was on it wasn't very far away. Whereas if we were to, let's say, for instance, we brought the space shuttle back, right? And we launched it at Earth from a trajectory of Mars, I don't know if its coating would be, like, powerful enough to allow it to. Maybe somebody who knows a bit more might be able to... The controller's smoother, slower, but safer. Yeah, because that's the thing, is like... Because I remember when when you used to send me, like, videos of the build and stuff, you used to do that merge technique where you hold A and select. And I always thought that was, like, a PC thing. Until I realized that you can do it on controller. I was like, holy shit. Because my way of merging was so tedious. Alright. Missiles. Oh yeah, no. I really like the kind of the belly up kind of entry. Because I know when I did play Kerbal Space Program, after a few attempts I turned off re-entry heating. Because it's not fun. So the Discord link will just pop up. As long as you have an account, Mario, just click the link and it'll say you've been invited to join, and then just join. The angle. You see, the thing too is, like, I'm pretty sure if you have enough Delta V, it doesn't, thank you, Guilty, it doesn't really matter how fast you're going. Like, if you can slow your ship to a crawl, and then have enough thrust to keep yourself, yeah. I always loved that about Mass Effect. Like, Mass Effect was, in my opinion, it was probably, like, the pinnacle of, like, you know, lore when it comes to, like, what they were trying to do with, like, the science-y stuff. You know, like, they were actually not going to put you there. Because... Back to me. There. We'll put you there. We'll put you under... Where are we going to put you? There? Yeah. It's like they tried to kind of make the lore make as much sense as possible. See, the weird thing about EA is, generally I would agree in the sense of, like, EA have kind of done some very stupid shit with, like, with say Dead Space. Like, imagine making a critically acclaimed game like Dead Space, making the 3 games, and then they're like, all right, we're gonna make you make a new game. It's like, cool, is it gonna be a new Dead Space? No, you're gonna work on a Battlefield game. It's like, but you have DICE for that. It's like, so then they make a Battlefield game that's actually not that bad, and then they shut the studio down, only to bring back... Oh, sorry, we're my family are getting the Christmas decorations out of the attic, so you may hear some banging. Only to bring Dead Space IP back for a weekly event in Battlefield. Like, as a Halo fan who loves his lore, I can't imagine being a Dead Space fan and, like, finding out that the only real, like, interesting stuff you'll get about the future Dead Space is the fact that it's basically in and I don't get me wrong, I actually quite like Battlefield as much as people were like, oh, it's so bad. God, this thing really is going to be quite slow. You got lasers. Like, Reapers may help the others too. Generic evil AI gone rogue. I mean, see, I will say I was a huge fan of like 1, 2, and 3, but then I like chat to a couple of people and like who were kind of were very much like kind of in that boat of like they like the originals, didn't like Olivier. They like the originals, but they weren't like a huge fan of the. Like, I don't want to put my autocannons here. Yeah, the autocannons there look really nice. But they weren't really a big fan of the, you know, the other Mass Effects and stuff, and we were kind of talking about and stuff, and like I didn't really mind it, but then like I wasn't like I didn't like let's say like I wasn't a huge can't snap there. Why do you not want it? So there you go. Okay, maybe not there. That's probably very problematic. Alright, so we got that one. Get our autocannons. I'll put the missiles. I mean, we could put the missiles there. I feel like missiles on the outside might be... What about... How often do missile pods explode? I always wonder that, if I can be honest. They make nice. They do. And I do agree. It is definitely a weird one, because like the one thing I will say I love that EA did that they made Mass Effect co-op, like the co-op game. The part flip mod is so it's if you type in better ship flip parts, it's by Rux. He is that one, and then I would also recommend the better ship flip or the better ship snap mods. Both of them are by Rux. They also require Rux's decorative menu, I think it's called. They're basically essentials in my opinion. But yeah, because I was a huge fan of Mass Effect's multiplayer, or I thought it was amazing, and like just the idea that, well, the idea that they because I think originally they had originally it was meant to be a kind of its own game, and then by our EA, I'm pretty sure, we're like, no, just add it extra. Oh, that is well, I suppose the first question is Musketeer. Oh, is what are you playing on, PC or Xbox, or are you going to be streaming it? I don't think, be kind. I don't think that. I mean, the thing is I've done some testing. That I don't actually think it is the mod specifically, because I've uninstalled all of my mods, went through Unity, walked around Neon, was perfectly fine. Then I walked around it on a completely different save, and it was still stuttering. So more than likely, it's, what is that called? What is that like thing called? I can't remember what it's called, but I would give it a little while and see, because it might come back. Because I know on my end it did come back a few times. It was really annoying. It might not though, because like, my god, it was, mine like was really bad. It's so annoying. Like, well, actually, we'll go to it in a few minutes. See, where I don't know where to put the missiles. I don't like having them like off center. I like putting them somewhere, but we'll just put it up there. All good, Master. All good. Have a good one. Yeah, Musketeer. It definitely, I would say, like, if you're, because the easiest solution is to, if you have an Xbox or a PC, they give out copies or codes for like a month free Game Pass, like out the wazoo. Like, you can probably, if you've never subscribed to Game Pass before, subscribe for, I think you can subscribe for $1 and then just play it that way. That's honestly the best way to test it. I personally love the game. I think the shipbuilder is amazing. The latest expansion was really good, but there obviously is like flaws. You know, there's a lot of people that don't like the game for various reasons. Some of the reasons I like to think are bullshit, but some are very valid. I think. I need to do the color scheme. Is there any update, roll your own start? So there's a couple, but currently there's not enough that I'm aware of. Like, there's a paid one that I did a review on, and when I did the review, it was a bit buggy. But I was told that that it's, oh my, okay, let's not do that. But I think it's gonna be quite a while before we get like an actual, like, a decent one. Like, I remember the one I was thinking of like off the bat was what was it? The Skyrim one, and the Skyrim one where you could choose. It was like begin again. I feel like I've just made a space ambulance. I feel like it's probably against the Geneva Convention to have a white and red ship. Even though, weirdly, I think that's only an American thing, because in Europe our ambulances are green. The only thing that's red is the fire brigade. Okay, his model lets you start. That is an option. Sparkling water. Some hate it. I adore it. Let's see how this performs. Call this, actually. We'll call this. I mean, we'll just have to go with it. It looks kind of like a Viper. If the Viper's been like hit with some like Viper. Like, it's pretty much like a Viper from. Oh. a Viper from Battlestar Galactica, if it was hit with like it put on some weight, it started to make use of the McDonald's double cheeseburger deals. All right, that looks quite cool, actually. Cool. I'm also, for anyone that missed it last time, Shaded, who makes the mod, the boost pack mod, he was letting me demo the an updated that's coming, should be coming next week. It basically adds sprint boost, which is amazing. And then, also boost pack controls. So I have not. I've actually seen that mod, and it's a quest mod. I'll definitely be doing a kind of a review of it, just because it looks really good. Any sort of quest mod that's lore based, I'm like, yes. All right. Let's hop inside. Did I remember the doors? Okay, door is number 1.
You're looking well.
All right. This looks very nice. Let's pull. So it's so tiny. Thank you, elevator. I have the camera that basically zooms you out a little bit more for like larger ships, and it looks really funny. I could definitely see like a fleet of these just like kind of appearing around like a planet's orbit to intercept some some bogeys. All right, let's see if we can. So the why is there so much stuff? No, it isn't. It's the, let me show you. I had the Astro camera, but the Astro camera didn't do anything for me, weirdly. It's down at the bottom. How come nobody says what? The ship exterior camera separation, or sex. I seen somebody mentioned, like, they were like talked about how like the UI in the front of the ship, and they were like, oh, there's like a mod that you can change that, and I don't mind it, but it kind of got me wondering, like, I wonder, is there any, like, because I think that's one of the things, like, UI mods, like, a lot of them require the script extender. Why is there so much stuff here? What is it? Combat signatures? I see you. Stand by. Oh, I forgot. So, fun fact, the Hammond engines are, like, stat-wise, they're probably the most, like, bare-bones basics ever until you hit the boost. My god, these things could go, like, 700, which is insane. And that's without stats. If I pump by stats... You have on the screen. I wish you could switch it off. See, I am actually kind of surprised that there's not more... I'm surprised that there's not more options for stuff like that, you know. Hello, by the way. Like, cause I know... I want to say it didn't, like... Fall... Whoa. I want to say Fallout gave you, like, that option. Like, you could, like, tweak a lot of the set... Because all you can really do is basically turn off the HUD.
I'm going in now.
in the fleet haunt. Hello. With this camera, this camera and like this like boost, this ship feels so nice. I really, really wish, though, that someone would make a mod that allows you to... When you hold the thrusters, you would, like, keep your momentum. So, like, if you ever played, like, Elite Dangerous or Space Engineers, if I'm boosting forward and I hold thrusters, it shouldn't automatically cut my speed. Thrusters should, like, be... Well, I suppose that probably need to be a setting. Like, I'd love a kind of a setting, like an Elite Dangerous, like, flight assist off. So I can just hit boost, activate my thrusters, and I'll keep moving on the trajectory I was in. But I can, like, rotate. No. I'm gonna board you, though. The only reason I don't play with the foot off is because when I'm looking, I have no idea what I'm picking up. Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised that, like, because I feel like it wouldn't be too difficult of a mod. You just have shouldn't Astrogate do that? That's a very fair point. I'm kind of surprised that Astrogate doesn't have that feature, since it's definitely kind of it's trying to remedy a lot of Elite Dangerous other systems. But going back to you saying, like, I think it'd be like a pretty simple script thing. Like, a mod author could just make like a, you know, script to disable. Like, there was one mod I remember I downloaded for, I want to say it was for Fallout 4, where your HUD would only appear in combat when certain things happened. So you wouldn't see your health bar or your stamina unless you were in, or your VATS rather, unless you were in combat. You wouldn't see your crosshairs unless you were in combat, and you could set it so when you pulled your gun out. Like, simple stuff like... And I don't think that was on Xbox, so I don't think it would be that hard to do. Alright. You here? One person? I got my space Glock.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, Simeon. Shut the fuck up. Alright, let's take this ship for ourselves. I'd say give it more time. I feel like in I feel like give it more time, you will get those kind of mods that enhance a lot of the stuff. Oh, it's because I have SKK off. Interesting. Now, if I set this as my home ship. Okay, cool. Was that? I don't think I have SKK installed. Do I? Oh no, I do. Interesting. Why did it not pop up? Now let's board mothership. Hello, Don, by the way. Quite interesting to me that the control scheme on, like, the ships are all, they use 2 joysticks. As opposed to, because there's a button to look down, isn't there? There you go, yeah. You can't look very much. I'm pretty sure you have, let me see, let me go, camera mode, photo mode. Yeah, so it's like, it's 2 sticks. Is that like, because I'm pretty sure fighter jets only have 1 stick, and then they have like a throttle that goes up and down, don't they? I suppose in Zero, or in like somewhere where you have like 4G, you probably would help having them. I can't imagine this actually looks really cool. Let me take. I can't imagine. Kind of reminds me of you know, like tank controls. I'm pretty sure OG tanks literally had like, wasn't it one lever for one track, one lever for another? I'm assuming modern tanks don't use that anymore. That'd be kind of get some sensor contact. Oh, oh. And my game crashed. Damn it. A second. Yeah, I'm going to assume that that mod still needs a little bit more time in the oven. Close program. Just because it seems very, well, left joystick is pointless. Left stick only throw. That's what I mean. Like it's very strange. Unless they like, unless it like, because I mean, because you'd have right stick would be your pitch and your pitch, which is up and down, and then your roll. Unless like the left stick was your like strafing. But I don't know what do you call it when you move? Is I know it's strafing in like video in FPSs, like strafing left and strafing right. Because I know in Elite Dangerous you can like click your stick because you by default you have if you like use your thumbstick, you look left with your thumbstick and you'll kind of like nudge, like you pan. Is it pan? You like pan left or pan right, almost like you could 360. Whereas if you click the stick in, you get like enhanced movement, which allows you to basically strafe forward and back and up and down. Let's continue. A big D-pad. That would be the thrusters in Starfield. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Hello, sir. Like the because again, it's like I do like much like with the kind of the again, not a modern, but much like with the hood mod, and you know, like being just simple script. Like I'm surprised that like nobody's made like a kind of a like basically mimic the thrusters from like games like Elite Dangerous and you know stuff where you get like a flight assist off. Although I know why Bethesda didn't do it, just because combat against the AI doing flight assist off would be so painful. Cinema shields. Get extra power. Anomaly. Oh, it's probably on the stations. They are very cool. I'm really hoping the mod author adds more. Oh, wormhole. Where is it? Alright. Let's head through the wormhole, shall we? I do a review of this mod planned. Probably come out Monday. This ship looks like it would not be made for like, because I don't think thank you, Michael, I don't think like grav, like lore wise, I don't think like grav jumping would, I don't know if it would do much. Fuck away. But I could imagine going through a wormhole would definitely cause some wormhole there. Let's go to there. I'm actually quite proud of how it turned out. These are one of like the few engines that like look quite nice when you double them. Another wormhole? Or no. 'Cause, 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 first. Let's land. A mini Earth. What? Fast travel is currently not available? What do you mean? Yeah, what do we got? Hills, mountains. Oh, there's a volcanic coast. Oh. So tomorrow, there will be a review of the Forgotten Frontiers, the basically the POI mod, and just a little bit of a teaser. Normally, when I review like videos, like a recording session probably will take a max, depending on the mod. If it's a quest mod, it could take over an hour. But that recording took 5 hours. I was trying to find the other, because there's 5 POIs, and I was trying to find them. I kept finding the same one over and over. I'm gonna laugh my ass off if I find it now. I mean, I suppose to give you early access, the POIs, from what I gathered, are very cool, and at like 100 credits, you know, they're definitely worth it in that. But one of the things I kept reiterating is I feel like with any kind of paid mod where they're adding stuff like to the game, like true like procedural generation, I think it would be nice if the mod author either made a system where you can increase the spawn chance, or just straight out have like at least one static location. Like, the thing is, you could download the mod and get extremely lucky, but I like... Oh, what is this? Also, when I was doing the whole review, I like had a Nara pulled up because I was like, is that a mod, or is that like a modded location, or is it a base location? But it's a very cool mod. I think it's just like going forward, I feel like people who do like POI mods, especially the paid ones, like you don't really mind if it's a free mod, because at the end of the day it's a free mod, you know, you can't really complain. Oh, it's very brutal. Like I was trying to see if I could like potentially spawn them in. I don't think that's how it works. I was like searching like just in general to see if I could, you know, because there's like one in it that looked really cool that was basically a like a kind of star port that I really wanted to see, but I couldn't find it. Not really an ambush when we started shooting originally. I will say this, like, this jump pack update is insane. I do want to see how it performs, because I know Shaded said they were working on a kind of a standalone mod that resets your jump pack stats. So if you're like me, you've probably downloaded another jump pack mod at some point. This is an early access or early update to the boost pack deluxe mod by Shaded, the 200 pack one, or 200 credits. This will be coming out next week. He's added like a load of new stuff, which effectively, I mean, it's in my opinion, it's like quadruple the value of that mod, because it was a cool mod to begin with. But yeah, my boost pack is kind of bugged because I downloaded one of the a Nexus mod ages ago, like I think last year, and that mod had me tweak a load of boost pack settings in the console, and I can't remember what they were. But now when I boost, it's just one solid boost. Even though... Also, you can do this with this mod, which is insane. Wait. Come on. Come on. Why are you not... Does it not work in combat? Maybe it doesn't work in combat. Oh, it is. I think you have to be out of combat. So there is, like, you can basically boost run. So yeah, see, some things in my boost pack works normally. Like when I ADS, do the assault boost training. It's just for turrets. Yeah. There's also animations. That so the you could initially melee to drop, but now there's like thrusters go off. Oh, it didn't go off that time. Okay. I think I'm still in combat. Yeah, yeah. Let's go around in VTOL mode. So the funny thing about this mod, so when Shada was telling me, so initially he didn't want to enable this, like the ability to do all this boost pack stuff in a city. Oh, Arctic. Purely because, as you can see, it makes everyone kind of zero G and put on spacesuits. But then I was like, yo, can you, hello there. I was like, yo, can you please, like, enable it as an option? He was like, okay. And I was like, yeah. Because the thing is, I'm pretty sure that the boost pack, it's not like a fuel source, more so like it's probably like a battery. So, it's theoretic. Like, I could definitely see it, I could definitely see it, like, as a kind of something you could definitely do. Like I said, I kind of want to see when I fix my boost pack. I will say one thing I really wish that the boost pack or the zero G did in general. It's something Space Engineer does where you can hold a button and you can basically, so I think it's LB on Elite Space Engineers, and you can basically spin your character like 360. So if you're trying to fit in certain holes. Yeah, no, X did awesome work. They're very nice. A really nice touch on the, Did you, I don't know if you've watched the video, X, but the only thing I noticed that was kind of slightly, buggy was that the UC on the arm, one of them is inverted. I meant to message you, but I forgot. I apologize. But it was such a non-issue, and it looks kind of funny. Oh, well, you're a Starborn.
I hope you said your goodbyes.
Okay, one of you guys are Starborn. I heard that. Hey, I heard you. Where are you? The hell is the rest of my crew? Yo, Simeon, do you want to help, or do you just... Oh, no. I wonder if I can actually hurt them by... For the princes of the universe. But every time... Oh, there was a Starborn. He must have got him. Every time I see NPCs jump, I'm just excited for, like, how it'll be like in Elder Scrolls. Like, imagine creatures, like, being able to jump over stuff. You need to die, sir. Stop running. Oh, he's something. My dear lord. Bashing. Like, is there any weapon out there that bashing would actually help? This is just from the House Rune expansion. The Rune Quickstrike. It's basically not an Equinox, a Solstice. I had my usual god tier perks. Yeah, I was gonna say, can it come on melee weapons? Because that would actually make it very useful. Who just shot me? See, the thing is, I kind of hate it too, and I feel bad for it because, like, the Solstice and the Equinox, they get, like, a bad rep because they're pretty questionable. I will say, the reload animation is cool, but like it kind of reminds me of the javelin. Oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, no, this version is full auto. I don't know if the base version can go full auto. What is that? We're just taking the whole front off. Bashing might be good in a rocket launch, something you can't shoot close range. See, if we ever get the ability to put like melee attachments on guns. Why are you not wearing your helmet?
Good to see you again. I'm happy to help out.
Why are you wearing half of that? What the hell? You got a number.
Take care.
Yeah, that's something that always annoys me with any game that does it. Like even like PvP games. Like you look at like Apex, I know, completely different game, but like like battle royales and stuff like that, they have like the kind of weapons that are mainly starter weapons. And like it always annoys me because like I quite like a lot of starter weapons. All right, let's Palpatine this. Oh, there we go. This makes me feel like a god. Ever since I like played Destiny and kind of was like completely immersed by the role of like the warlock, I just like the idea of like in a game having like space magic and just hovering everywhere, you know? Like I'd be effectively like using like might as well be like using a magical wheelchair, but you know, it gets the job done. Because like it's like the Jedi, not the Jedi, the Asari in Mass Effect. They could like technically hover if they use yes, it is very nice. It's very good. I was so quick to switch out to Eon, never look back. That's what I mean. Like Eon, it's such a nice gun, and there's quite a lot of like because you got the Eon, which even Bethesda was like, all right, we're not gonna like we don't think you're gonna use this gun because we're gonna basically make it you can't max it. I think what another one is. I mean, even the endgame ones like the Krakens and stuff, you can, which is fair. What I loved about I loved the what is it called? The profiles in Andromeda. It just really bothered me that there was one profile that was like called the Explorer, and that was the one that got biotic teleport. But that should have been given to Adept because that was added by one of the N7. The Fury got it, who was like one of the Adept characters in multiplayer. Oh, Maggie on the ghost. Ooh. Wait, you can make the Eon full auto? That's kind of sick. The performance seems quite good. So maybe the newest update that came out fixed some things. Like I feel like a lot of the guns could do with like a kind of a patch or a balance patch. Because even like if you play an Extreme, and I know Extreme is supposed to be bullet spongy. Hopefully one day Bethesda will give us like a true survival setting. The Atom Gun and the Looney. The Looney is amazing. It looks awesome. I seen, and again, not trying to cause any grief, but somebody like commented saying that they thought the texture looked crappy, and I'm like, are you blind? Like I thought the texture looked amazing. Oh, Lopez. Oh, of course it brought me to the fucking Lopez place. Let's go to... Rattler was another... The Rattler is very cool. Like, I think that out of all of the weapons they've added, even though I'm not a huge fan of the Laredo guns, I think that they killed it with how the Laredo weapons look. Like, I love the Regulator. The Rattler is awesome. The rifle, is it the Peacekeeper or is it the Lawgiver? That's another gun that is like, it's kind of, you get a bit messed with the kind of the damage creep, because it for a gun that shoots 50 caliber, it's so bad, like extremely bad. Like I remember when I was doing my playthrough of the kind of Leapfrog, I was like, okay, if I get one of them, like I'll be set. Like I'll just sit back and snipe. My God, was I wrong? It is so tragic. Go to some Star Station.
Awaiting response.
No.
Goodbye.
Okay. Bye. Like there is definitely there's definitely a kind of a need for some like balancing with the weapons. And there's been a few mods that have kind of done it, but the thing is I'm always like very iffy when it comes to like mods that like tend to balance the game, because a lot of the time, I mean, we as people, we have biases, you know, and I'm like always worried that someone will kind of overbalance one thing or, you know, underbalance the other thing. Although to be, oh shit, put on my helmet, Oh. Helmet. All right, Michael, have a good one. Catch you later. And now I'm in 0G. Is this the House for Rune statue? I think it is. Maybe. This is so cool though, this mod. This is fun. I'm gonna take off. No, there is, and I have a mod that like fixes that, but I think it doesn't take into account this area I'm in. Yeah, no, they are, and I quite like that from like a lore point of view, because the Razorback is insane, like beyond insane. Like that's the one gun where, like, because I, you know, anyone who's played Destiny, you've probably gone through the phase of hand cannon being the best thing ever. And I've kind of gotten hand cannoned out with Destiny, but when I need, like, when I see a weapon and it's that, I'm like, I have to use it. It's just too good. There's one crate in here. What's that? Was that Aurora? Oh yeah, that's Aurora. I think it's a hidden toggle. Oh, hand cannons are. I feel like they are more. Fatebringer, valid. I was more of a The Devil You Know fan, and oh, what was the one you got for?
Gorgeous day, isn't it? I love this place.
Oh, don't worry, I will. Is that the M4? Is that the one by Deshaun? I seen that, and I do plan on reviewing that. There's been I will say there's been like a lot of. I'm still getting over the catalog of the kind of the paid mods and stuff, and I've decided to kind of balance. Luna's Howl was good, but I got it when they nerfed it, like when it was a 150. I kind of wish Sweet Sorrow. What's Sweet Sorrow? Now I'm trying to think. Do you know you can use any weapon to lift the lid off a toilet? How do you know this, Nomad? Why did you... You just decided to shoot the toilet? And... Oh, now I gotta try that. Okay, let's go find the toilet. That's pretty funny. What is Sweet Sorrow? That sounds familiar. Is that... Oh my god. Yep, we're good. Oh, thank you very much, Ashley. It's hidden stuff in the toilets. I will say, my bank account kind of took a nice breath this week, because there wasn't. I mean, there was a fair amount, but there wasn't too. That's what I was thinking. Sweet Sorrow, is that the one from the raid, Mona? That the one from Crota that used to stun the wizards. But yeah, last week's paid mod, my god, was there a lot over 600 credits. I'm like, I think, you know, I've said it a few times. I feel like I don't like the idea of, like, say, like, of Bethesda being like, yo, you have to price things as this. But I do feel like that when you make a mod, like, there should be kind of like, okay, what sort of mod is this? And then Bethesda's like, okay, well, you know, you have to price it fairly. Like, a simple weapon mod should never be, like, in my opinion, I don't think it should ever be over, like, 400 credits, maybe. Again, it's an opinion. You know, people might disagree. No, I thought the Fang of... Oh, no, that was... No, Song of Iruyut was the LMG. Was the Fang of Iruyut... Thanks.
I have an urgent.
Was the song the... Or the Fang was this... What is Sweet...
Great.
For some reason, I keep thinking Sweet Sorrow. That's not like the Trials one, is it? I will say, I had a bit of a sweet spot for the Assault Rifles in Destiny. I always liked the, always kind of liked going for the weapons that were... from Destiny 2, I think. What season was that? Because I'm pretty sure, let me see. Was that the Cabal season? My favorite assault rifle Destiny overall was the one from the Dreaming City. I loved it. It was amazing. And that's, oh, don't get me started. Bungie, I used to hate when they do that. They sunset a weapon. Like, I remember I had a perfect roll on. I had, like, I want to say it was, like, Zen Moment and Outlaw. It was amazing. I had, like, 10,000 kills on. And then Bungie's like, all right, we're gonna... Oh, thank you very much, Fox. Yeah, I will say, they were. And I always try to be, like, I don't like to be overly negative. Because, like, at the end of the day, somebody might think that they're, like, I would like to think that they're not trying to kind of, you know, rip people off. It's just they have maybe, like, a warped perception of what their mods... Duty Bound was another really cool one. Yeah, going back to what I was saying briefly. They sunset it, and then they brought it back, like, 5 seasons later. And it's like, don't make me fucking grind for a weapon I got... Shadow Price is amazing. I really love the Destiny 1, like, aesthetic of the weapons. Duty Bound, was that the exotic tied to the Titan? Deserted research outpost. Let's wait till daytime. Anywhere? I will say the this week's mods have been good, but I do feel like I definitely do feel like oh, I know dude. Yeah, it was dude. Yeah, I know the one I'm talking about now. I'm just ban X. Yeah, because that was one of the cool things about the war table and stuff is if you like once you kind of got to the end of the season and you did all leveled, you could get god rolls, insane god rolls. Remember, that's where I got my... I had a grenade launcher with blinding nades, danger, blinding nades, auto-loading holster, and danger pro. And it carried me up until Bungie nerfed it. But I will say, hopefully there will never be, like, a time where we just get a few weeks of, like, very kind of questionable mods. Because then I will probably lose the plot. Like, I will say, in general, like a lot of the mods, like, the paid ones, like, it's like, some of them, it's like, I can see what they were trying to do, but at the same time, it also makes me, like, wonder, like, because Bethesda's Bethesda, come on now, I gotta move my tongue so the Irishness moves from it. Bethesda, not Bethesda. I gotta. But no, I really think that because Bethesda take a cut of it, that they should kind of be somewhat aware and be like, wait a minute, you're charging this for this? We can't let you do that. Because, like, I could 100% understand, like, you know, Bethesda having very limited control if they were, like, making very little money. But I don't know the cut, but I'm going to assume it's probably 50-50. My mods load order could go crazy if you want. Well, that's what I mean, and that's something that I have kind of started to kind of think about after you kind of brought out that point, X. Because like an example is like I really like Hara's mod, the pistol. I think the Capital Wasteland pistol is awesome. But some people have kind of brought up the, like, if this is just volume 1, like in a year's time, are you gonna have like 10 different pistols? All valued at like 400 credits, because at that point I could definitely start to see, like, you know, like, it's all right paying occasional for a mod, but like, because the other thing is, and you might know this, X, as a like, would you be able to go to, because I know your paid mod, the skin pack, you've it priced quite low. I think the lowest you can probably go. But I wonder, is a modder who makes a paid mod, are they allowed to set the price lower after the fact? Because I feel like if I was a paid modder, that's probably what I'd do. Like, I'd initially set the price, like, whatever, and then, like, after... Oh, so yeah, so you probably wouldn't be able to... And then, like, after the fact, like, maybe, like, say, like, a couple of months down the line, just, like, cut it in half. There's a... I will say, I don't know how much I've spent. I know that, thankfully, with your guys' donations and with, like, the videos, that I've definitely, like, you know, like, you can't go lower for now, but they did say present. See, that's... I would like to see that. I think that ultimately it would be nice if you could lower the price at some point, or, like, if Bethesda themselves were, like... Because, like an example, like, say, for instance, like, and again, not trying to talk shit about Hara, because all the mods he has made have been really, really cool. But, like, you know, like, if, let's say, a year down the line, he has brought out multiple weapons from the Capital Wasteland. Like, it'd be cool if he could, you know, like, older weapons, he could drop the price down. They should, and to be honest with you, actually, I was looking at a couple of the websites, I'm gonna be very careful not to say stuff, just in case, because I don't think. So let's just say there's a website called CD Keys. Now I don't partake in CD Keys on the off chance it might be illegal, but I don't think it is. But I noticed that, like, there's a massive sale on the Halo credits on that website. Like, €100 worth of credits are reduced to like €15, which is kind of insane. I know some games do that. I remember one time I went to GameStop when speaking of the ESO. Remember one time I went to GameStop and they had, like, it was basically crowns were like 75% off. And as well as them being 75% off, you got basically, it was like a 2-for-1. So I bought like €300 worth of crowns for like €50. Alright, so I'm assuming CD Keys is good. Because I'm not saying I used it. If anybody is there going to look, you know, I'm not saying I think it's good though. Oh, good job, Jerry. See, CD Keys tends to be very good. Usually, tends to be very good with PC games. Not so much Xbox, because I think because I know with a lot of those gray market sellers, there's a lot of worry of people buying codes with like credit cards that are stolen. But I'm pretty sure CD Keys operates on a level more where they just buy a crap ton of codes from the developer at a reduced price. Ooh. But the... You say ESO, Mona? Do you mean like the next Elder Scrolls, or do you actually mean Elder Scrolls Online? I've always wanted to get back in Elder Scrolls Online, because Flippy's been mad to get me to do it. Yeah, Grey Market. So they're a bit... That's what I mean. They're not like 100% like legitimate. I'm not condoning. Don't, you know, if you do so, use some at your own. You know. See, I'm kind of foobarred over here though, because we don't have GameStop anymore, and the only place we can buy games is from Smith's Toy Store, which is, I think it's a UK toy shop as well, but they don't do used. Because GameStop used to be quite good if you you could get some money on some trade-ins. Where are we going? There. Logical. Who needs a rover when I can just do this? There we go. For weapons that don't have a skin. Yeah, that's probably the best way to go about it because you're filling the gaps and you're also making people very happy. Oh, we'll have to rob that ship. I will say, on the topic of like skins and stuff from like Bethesda authors, Bethesda basically. I will say I love the Bridger, and I don't know, Elevated, if you were a fan of the if you've ever played Mass Effect. If you engaged in the chat earlier and you already said it, I apologize. But there's a Claymore, which is basically a big shotgun, and there's like a modder made a mod, and it basically turned the Bridger into a single shot, like really hard hitting shotgun. And I really love it, and now I kind of want to see like a custom weapon. 4570 mod. What is that? Where did that ship land? The Bridger, the thing is, the Bridger is awesome. The only issue I have with the Bridger, and it's the same issue I have with the grenade launcher, that's not the ship I was looking for. What's that? 570? It might be. But the only thing I don't like about the Bridger and the other is that Bethesda, and I think it's probably just Bethesda and their science fiction stuff, but all of the grenade launchers, they're not grenade launchers. They're effectively micro missile launchers. Like, I want to lob nades. I like the skill of, you know, slinging a noob tube over cover. Also, this is literally the epitome of lazy. Oh, God. Just imagine, like, my crew were like, you're a lazy son of a bitch, you know that? I'm like, yes. Yes, I am. Negotiator? Are you sure? No, I don't think it does X. They all do the exact same. They literally just like, they're not straight arc. Oh, there's a mod. Like, mod as in gun mod? Like, or an actual mod. Because when I did them testing on them, they don't fire extremely straight. They fire slightly downward, but... Oh, I didn't know that used my CO2. Interesting. One mod, not mod. Oh, I'll have to check, because that actually might... Mark. Where am I running to? Pretty sure they're both... Yeah, I think they are. Which, again, it's like... It really makes me wonder, like Bethesda, whenever they bring out, like, a new game, they, like, cut things, you know? Oh, okay, I do know of Hornet's Nest. Like, it's like going from... I mean, look, we go from Oblivion to Skyrim. They remove the ability to show the weapons, like the sheaths of the weapons on your hip and stuff. And they cut down the amount of clothing options. Instead of having like greaves and boots, greaves were now tied to the chest. And then from Skyrim to Fallout, you don't have your weapon, like your weapon doesn't exist anymore. Like you just pull it out of thin air. And then in this game, it's like the same. It's like, I don't understand. Like, I'm assuming there's probably some engine benefits, which, fair. But sometimes I want to see a big iron on my hip, or an AK-47. Also, why is this not showing up? I swear to God, if this is the fucking... If this is actually the mod... Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? I spent 5 fucking hours looking for this bastard thing last night. Oh, and it has a different symbol. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, so... Can somebody specify very quickly? Does this game normally not show you potential POIs? I do too. No, Matt. Does it not show you the potential POIs until you're within a kilometer? Oh, godly. Yeah, that's the other thing I do agree, Nomad. Like, Skyrim had such amazing combat, and even, like, I used to love the kill cams. Like, I want to suplex someone. Like, the hand-to-hand is abysmal, you know? Like, the thing is, like, in one way I get it. Like, games nowadays, they're trying to cater to a wider audience, you know? Like, there's a reason Skyrim opted to go with the skill tree as opposed to Oblivion's extremely, what would you say, like, over confusing and, like, just very, like, old school role-play game. And then Fallout is kind of the same. It's like, all right, we're not going to do skill trees. We're basically going to do a poster. And, like, this is kind of the same. Like, I really liked... No, I enjoyed Skyrim's combat. Like, I did a stint of playing ESO, and then going back to Skyrim, I was like, yes. Although I had to... After playing so much ESO, playing Skyrim in third person is a completely different game. It's so much fun. Also, if you're watching the review tomorrow, when I do kind of... I don't directly say it because I'd never, like, accuse somebody, but I did, like, because I spent so long looking for other POIs, I was starting to debate whether or not they existed to begin with. What does this look like? I need to look at this, actually, because... See, because the other thing, and I mentioned it in the video, and I'm very anal about stuff like that, is the wording. Like, because the description of one of the POIs, it's... Let me actually, I can check right now. Go look. Right, so the description of the POI, it's underground research bunker, right? In-game, it's not called. It's called Forgotten Bunker. I think it's Forgotten Old World Bunker. So I was like, I don't like when mods do that, because, like, it needs to be exactly, you know, like, whatever it's called, that's what it's called. Because then part of the reason why it probably took a lot longer is because I was like, okay, one of them's called a mountain comm station. Well, what if, like, it's actually a comm relay? So, I mean, ESO's combat is fast, but it's also... It's very clear it's an MMO. Like, I will say, it does a really good job. Like, I've watched Flippy play a lot of, This looks awesome. I really wish I found this. I really wish I found this when I was doing the recording. Why you...
Before I make you.
You me? Hi. Can I talk to you?
You have no idea what.
Like, I've watched some, like, Flippy play World of Warcraft, and anyone who plays World of Warcraft, don't take this the wrong way, but I could never get into it. It's very cartoony and stuff. Who just fell out of the sky? Who are you? Oh. I play with enemy damage, and yeah, like, the thing is with... I don't think I ever tried Skyrim on extremely hard difficulty. I think I tried it on, like, expert once or twice. The other thing with Bethesda's kind of recipe for extra combat, like, or extra damage, sorry, extra difficulty, is just, let's make you do 0 damage and the enemy won't hit you, and be bullet spongy. Like, I will say, if you've ever, which I'm assuming everyone's done it once or twice, you know, like, if you did, like, if you want to be a mage, and you may or may not use Hadvar or Railoff to cast your spell and get yourself up to, like, level 10, and have, like, your destruction at 50 or 60. Like, those first couple of levels, like, or, you know, dungeons are scary. When those, like, those bow boys, those bow draugr can one-tap you. I'm, like, praying for slow time. There should be news about Elder Scrolls, and I hope... Oh! Sailing the seas would be amazing, Nomad. Hot take, I think Bethesda are one of the worst for combat and balance. That's good they don't do... Oh, to be honest, I agree. Like, you look at 76's full multiplayer, and you will realize they don't know how to balance shit. like Bungie gets a lot of criticism for balancing, and they don't do a horrible job, but part of the reason is that Bungie try to balance both together, which is always sketchy. Oh, there's an underground area? That's so why didn't I find this in the review? That's kind of annoying. Holy fuck, this is sick. Yeah, see in the review, yes, Bleak Falls Barrow, when you're like level 20 because you power leveled, and the drogs have fucking ebony bows. Oh yeah, no, 100%. That's kind of why they, like, that's, I understand why they did sunsetting, and it was purely because they were trying to control the meta. Have you, Farquaad? I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I don't know if you've been listening for long, but I was saying I have a review of it out tomorrow, and the whole recording, it took 5 hours. I cut it down to, like, because I was trying to find them. The only one I could find on the recording was the bunker, which is probably the weakest one. This one looks insane.
You're going down.
Because of mod load order restarts. What do you mean by that? Oh my god, I just realized that. I love all the memes, like, around, like, Halloween, when, like a girl will be going out with a guy who's shorter than them, and they do, like, the Fiona, and then their boyfriend is Farquaad. They're, like, the short king, and it's like, ooh. Yeah, taking away guns in a loot shooter, and then bringing the guns back, because I think, like, that's one of the things, like, not a lot of people were saying, right, about Destiny's content. Like, I paid for an expansion, and you're taking it away from me. And again, this is kind of where, like Crimson says, not a modder, lol, not a game developer. I don't really know if they, like, say for instance, the reason they removed, like, the expansions, like say Mars and all this stuff, was because of it basically was hard for the game to run, or if it was just Bungie didn't like having to deal with all of these extra areas to balance. I'm hoping it is the latter, because if it is a case of they just wanted to get rid of it for balancing reasons, that's extremely stupid.
This place ain't for the likes. This place ain't for the likes of you.
I just brutally murdered your entire family.
The march.
Oh, I didn't know that, X. See, there's been a few mods on Skyrim that are on Starfield that have kind of required it, but so far that's why they kill their games. You could defend it at some point. Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Like, that's why, like, I stopped playing, because, like, Destiny was, like, an abusive relationship to me. I'd play the expansion, and then I'd play the seasons and realize that they're just they're drip-feeding us content worse than Rockstar. And it was just like, I don't want to play. And then they'd hook you back in, you know, you get a little text message like, hey, I miss you. Check out this trailer I made. It's like, god damn it, Bungie, why do you have to be so good at hyping me? You scumbags. Easier on Starfield since you can just Unity. Yeah, that is true. Although Unity sadly seems to... I know a lot of mod makers are kind of complaining about Unity, and again, I don't know if it's just a lot of mod makers aren't really experienced with it yet. We're glad someone else... Honestly, and I, like... Prior to, like, the last expansion, I knew all the lore about Destiny. I read all the Grimoire cards. The Grimoire cards. We drop in. The POI is tomorrow. Don't worry, it is coming out. Although early warning, I think it's an awesome mod. But one of the things I kind of say in the mod that is I think that the mod author needs to either make it so you can increase the spawn chance in the game menu, or make like predetermined locations for at least like one of each. Hopefully that'll get conveyed quite well, because while I was annoyed that I spent several hours trying to find them, I was more trying to find them just because I really wanted to find this POI. Like, this POI is awesome. Like, the bunker one is very cool. Very close quarters, though. Oh, my. Yeah. You know what they say? Oh, I was gonna say Gary's wrecking him, but Gary, you're doing fuck all damage. Hey, help. Yeah, and that's the thing, like... Because I initially didn't mind the grind of Destiny. Weirdly, one of the things I really liked that Destiny 2 did at launch was the predetermined weapons. Are you... Any game you're planning to snatch up still? Ooh. That's a good question. One of the games I'm trying to look into playing is Gray Zone. I know it's early access and it's not too expensive. But after my DMZ fix, I really need like a... I really want to play another kind of extraction shooter. And Tarkov just seems too for me too, you know. Aside from that, I don't really know. See, as much as I have a PC that can play games pretty decently, I tend to prefer playing on the Xbox. To be fair, I did actually buy a game recently on sale called Humanity. You guys ever played Project Zomboid? It's like Project Zomboid, but with more realistic graphics, and it's actually very fun. The enemy density in these are amazing, though. This VOI, which is really cool. Like, if you're looking for some XP gain, my god. Any games you're interested in, Dom? Heard the new DLC and you get shook back at the start. Yeah, I agree, Mona. But what I was gonna say, what I remember is I did like initially how some weapons had like predetermined like roles. Like I realized that Destiny 1 was all about chasing the god tier weapons. But I'm not really... I actually quite like the idea of raid weapons just dropping with set perks. You know, raid weapons should always be god tier. But then people complain. They're like, I want to waste my time grinding for a meaningless gun that'll be removed in 4 seasons. So Bungie had to backpedal. My god, though. Destiny 2 was like a completely different game. And obviously I play Starfield, you know, so I'm definitely not in the business of shit-talking a game. But I will say, as someone who used to adore Destiny and still has a soft spot, Bungie fumbled the bag. Like, Destiny 1 was probably the best game of the decade. Like, it was huge. The Reddit was blowing up. Like, raids were amazing. The PvP was so much fun. And then they just... All good, Don? All good? And then they just... It was like... It's weird, though, because it's like the same stuff with Halo. Like, Halo 1 was a banger. Halo 2 was good, but, you know, it had some issues. 3 was a banger, but it had issues. It's like... And that's why, like, when people, like, say, like, oh, you know, Halo will never be the same without Bungie. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, Bungie clearly are a talent company, but Halo was a fluke, and Destiny was a fucking fluke. In the same way that Siege, Tom Clancy's Siege, was 110% a fluke by Ubisoft. Like, there is some games where, like, I don't think the devs even intended for them to. That's what the game was. Oh, yeah, it's straight 100%. 100%. Like, people used to talk shit about the Activision stuff. Like, oh, you know, like, Bungie were so much better without Activision. Were they? Because when they were with Activision, we had the Last Witch raid. That expansion was amazing. Like, I remember, like, you have the Forsaken area, which is all, like, kind of post-apocalyptic-y, very cool. And then you go to the fantasy realm of the Forgotten City. No, was it the Forgotten City? No, what was it called? The Dreaming City. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But I was asking Dong, what games are you excited for, reaching for? Reach I really loved, and I'm surprised you like 4, because 4 gets a lot of hate. Personally, I think ODST is my favorite. Oh, damn, so many enemies in these POIs. So nice. But I'm the sort of person where whatever the current Halo game is, that's always my favorite. Again, speaking of companies kind of doing stupid shit, I stopped playing Halo, despite being a massive Halo fan, because all of the rumors about, like, you know, new engines and, you know, staff getting laid off, I thought the game was dead. And just last week, they brought out new weapons. The Halo's been pacified from episode to episode. The first is dry but violent and then perfectly balanced. To be fair, you're not wrong, no Matt. Like, they do kind of... Because the thing is with Halo is the Halo fan base is quite divisive. It's like the early Fallout fan base. You've got the old schools that like things where they are. They don't like change. They want sprint to not be a thing. They want, like, you know, all the precision weapons to be god tier, and, like, you know, BR is the weapon you want. Assault rifle, SMG, they're just fillers. But then you've got kind of like people like me who I really liked Infinite, or Halo 5, I like Infinite. I liked the sprint. I liked the fact that assault rifles and automatics were really good. They're going Half-Life. They really already own all of them. Have you played the? Is it Half-Life Alex? Of Destiny 1, the storytelling of the game. It was, Wilfred, it was, and to be honest, that was the thing, is the grim work, because I think Bungie, when they made the story with Destiny 1, they kind of forgot that the reason Halo's story was so good was because from the get-go they partnered with like really good writers, like Eric Nyland, I believe is his name. He is the GOAT of writing. And they did the Grimoire, and I liked it as a lore nerd because I like chasing down the lore and stuff, but if you're like a casual, you're like, what the fuck's going on? And then to make matters worse, all of this, like, each faction had unique, like, you had different legions. The Red Legion, the Dusk Raiders, the Blind Legion. You had the different houses, the House of Kings, House of Devils, House of Winter. And then Bungie's like, alright, all of that is no longer a thing. There's one Cabal. Well, now there kind of is multiple, but it took a while. I think it is VR only. Have you ever dabbled in VR, Dom? I will say I've always wanted to. The Book of Sorrow. That's the yeah, because they did Halo 5 had the most players since 3 when everyone talks about it. Oh yeah, no, 100%. And it was, I think a lot of it was down to the fact that, like, people don't realize, like, Warzone was big for Halo Infinite or Halo 5. Like, you had a PvPvE game mode, which I think more companies should do. Like, it's kind of like why there's so there's a game coming out pretty soon that's going to come out on everything. I did the chef game on my... Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. I like a lot of things they introduced, but it did, and, like, to be honest, the thing is, Infinite was strife with like issues. Like, there was the management team was lying, or the campaign team was lying. They were originally, like, they told the higher ups, yeah, co-op campaign works. Like, a couple of weeks before launch, they go to test it. Turns out, wasn't working. Co-op campaign was never a thing. Like, it took a long time to come back, and, like, prior to the whole, like, you know, the whole thing where they're laying off a load of staff, they started to do really good. Like, the Infection season was really cool. I was really excited for the lore side of things. Like, one of the things I think that Bungie did quite well was that the seasons would add new little stories and cutscenes. And then you have, like, they were planning on doing that, and then they stopped. And it's like, I don't think well, I don't know. They're called Halo Studios now. Gary, why are you locked in? But
It's going down.
I would like to say that a good populace of Halo players care about the lore. I mean, to be honest, Mona, I can see that POV point of view just because there's so much to it. Like, the amount of times I'd be doing a raid and someone would say, like, you know, this doesn't make sense because of what we're doing. And then the lore nerd would be like, well, actually. And then explain and be like, that's fair, but it still makes no sense. I'm like, you know, you're right. Three headsets, but haven't really get... See, that's the thing with VR that I'm always kind of, like, nervous about getting into. Because I did some Google Cardboard early, and I was like, holy shit. But I feel like I mean, VR, it's not too expensive nowadays. Like, I suppose it depends, like it's around, it looks like for a decent headset, either the Quest or the Pico, it's around 400 euro. Which, like, to be honest, it is a lot in the sense of, I think VR gaming is still very gimmicky, you know? Like, one of the things that, like, I'm a hardcore gamer, you know? They don't type, oh my god, that line, or that wizard came from the moon. I was actually quite sad they got rid of Dinklage. I really like Dinklage. That's one thing in the gaming industry. It's like, bring in unknown voice actors. He is obviously very known. But it's like, I like Nolan North. I get Nolan North very iconic, but I'd rather not have Nolan North voicing 6 different characters. Like, that's what I really liked about Baldur's Gate, is they had, like, voice actors that are, like, a lot of them weren't really voice actors. They were actors. Supposed to be chunks. Oh, yeah, no, it is. And that's the thing, is, like, it's very much, I think Bungie were trying to do it similar to the terminals in Halo, where, like, you're supposed to learn as you go. Yeah, I do agree, kind of cold, to be honest. I love my D1 collection. Oh, I always wanted the Ghost. I got the version. I got the not the Super Ultimate Edition of D1. I got the other edition. Yeah, see, that's the Saints Row. Nah. Because Saints Row 4 was the one where like they kind of memed other games, which I could kind of get. But like Saints Row 3 had some good voice actors. But I remember Destiny 2, I got the Collector's Edition with the bag. Really cool bag. But the thing is, I realized with the bag is I'm not a very outlandish person. So I wouldn't want to wear it just in case someone walks up and be like, what the fuck are you wearing? Because it does look like something out of an apocalypse. And that is the thing too, Mona. Like, they did kind of write it so that they could kind of... There's always, like, Bungie have always done that just in case they want to change something. And a lot of games will do that. But a lot of games, too, they're very much like, they kind of don't have it as open-ended. Nolan North is Blaze in the Machine. Who's Blaze in the Machine? Bungie made us gamers, but... Oh, that irked me. That was, like, the first nail in the coffin, Wilfred. About the... Oh, no, I don't get me wrong, Rudiger. I don't mind, like, the t-shirts, the bomber jacket. I think they're all really cool. I'm just not a bag person. I kind of wish I was. I'm always envious of people that have, like, their fanny packs or their like, shoulder bags. I just could never. I always find them awkward. But the fact that they made the players basically rebuy, that was a shit show. I bought the collector's edition of the game. I had the expansions. When that game came out, when the Taken King, you couldn't buy it separately. You had to buy... There was no, like, standalone at launch. They made you rebuy the game, and I was like, Bungie. Like, and that was kind of, looking back, that was kind of like the straw that was ready to break the proverbial camel's back. Because it was, I've got the... Oh! I want the Halo 3 helmet! I've searched high and low for that. I remember seeing it in a GameStop shelf when I was younger. I got the collector's edition of Halo, the one that came with the DVD. And, like, it had, like, the little poster and the lore. Especially if you dedicate to playing VR as sort of a ritual, cleaning up the... Yeah, it is. That's what I was going to say. I was going to actually get back to that. Because the other thing, too, is, like, I'm a bit of a hardcore gamer, you know? Like, I would like to sit down and game for several hours at a time. And the issue with VR headsets is, one, I don't know if they have enough power to last more than 2-3 hours, and two, I don't know if it's safe for your eyes to sit there looking at a screen. I remember I used to watch, I haven't watched it in a while, I used to watch Neebs Gaming. Remember, like, Apps Bro, one of the characters in Neebs Gaming, one of the guys, he said that, like, with the way VR is going, if you want to get a job that's going to probably make you bank in the next 20-30 years, it's an eye surgeon. And, which is very true. Because, like, I don't know the ins and outs. I visited Chernobyl. Did cafe, do roller coasters, used it. Oh, I was so confused. When you said you've been, I was like, what? Because I do think it'd be... Oh, see, that's the thing, Rudiger. It would... I think it would. And even, like, because I remember when Skyrim V came out first for VR, I was very tempted to buy a PlayStation VR. Purely because back then, I didn't really know enough about PC gaming. I do, Killzone. And I was very saddened by that. Like, I found their channel... I knew them from Battlefield Friends. And I started watching them, and I love their Scrap Mechanic series and their Arc series, and the hard thing is, I kind of can't... I've tried to bring myself to watch it, but it's not the same without Thick there. And it's... And it obviously, you know, like, it's... Like, anyone can do, it's just a tragedy. But it's so surreal with, like, nowadays, you know, like, with social media. Because you've got, like, a lot of, like, you know, prominent YouTubers and stuff who have passed away, and they're still there. You can still watch them. And it's like, it's like bittersweet. Like, it's really nice, but it's also... he had cancer. It was very quick and sudden, I'm pretty sure. Like, those guys, like, they're kind of in a similar boat. Imagine, like, if Rooster Teeth were, like, actually really good animators and didn't use Halo and weren't kind of steeped in controversy. Because Battlefield Friends, like, oh my, that was an amazing series. And then they did another one where it was like, I would definitely recommend it for anybody, if you're a fan of Battlefield Friends, the animated series, it's so funny. It's basically just loads of little kind of mini shorts taking the piss out of various elements of Battlefield. PlayStation VR pocket. Because that's a slightly less somber topic. That's what I was going to say, Rudiger. I was tempted to go the route of buy a PlayStation VR for Skyrim, to play Skyrim VR. But apparently, Skyrim VR by default is a massive shit show, and you're basically on rails, and you need like dozens, if not hundreds, of mods. But when you do have those mods, my god, is it apparently an amazing experience. And that's why, like, because I feel like if Starfield ever gets like VR support or a mod, I probably would be pushed to getting it because I think it'd be very fun. I know No Man's Sky has one, and apparently, like, No Man's Sky probably the perfect game for it because it's not too demanding. Where is this ship? Fish. Oh, there it is. The thing too is looking back in the chat. Oof. To be fairly, I'm just looking back now. I think I did too. You know why I did have multiple versions of GTA? Because I remember they did like a Megalodon Shark Card bundle for like a $5 that came with the game, and I'm like, I'm not gonna turn down free money. Well, it wasn't free money, but I have a racing cockpit steering wheel and everything, so be perfect VR, but I have to pull the yeah. See, that's the thing too. Like even like because I had a Holtis for Elite Dangerous, and like the Holtis was like really, really cool. All right, Mona, have a good one. And the Holtis was like really cool, but the big issue with it is like you're saying, Dong, you got to take it out. And like when I game like in a console gamer. I don't game at a desk. I'm sitting on a chair. So I tried to jury rig something, like making a kind of a lap stand sort of thing, but it was very awkward. Like I feel like it's like you're saying, like if you had like a dedicated setup, like if you see, realistically I should service. Like even like with my setup now, I'm currently sitting in a spinny like little couch thing that I overpaid massively for. Because I see like some videos of like a lot of the Star Citizen like streamers, and they'll have like a cockpit setup. And if you have the money to blow on it, 100%, it would be so cool. But when you're kind of pressed for space, used to have a hammock. Got one from IKEA. A hammock? What the fuck? A hammock? Jesus Christ! What goes in a couch? Oh, it is. And even like, cause that's why like I've tried. I remember like I tried to, cause I played a bit of cause I love Daisy. Played a bit of Daisy with some friends on PC. And I tried using mouse and keyboard, and I'm just not able for it. I did see like, I saw Linus using like this like device, and it was basically like a massive like lap pad with a built-in like mouse and keyboard. And I was like, that'd be awesome. And I looked at the price, and it was like several $100s. I'm like, yeah, no, we're good. I'm fine with my controller. Because weirdly, that's the other like little bit nitpick with PC gaming. Is like PC gaming, it's supposed to be all like play the way you want to play, but get fucked if you want to use a controller. Like the amount of times like I like go to Google, can this game be played with a controller, and you'll go to some Reddit, and the Reddit will be like, all the top answers will be like, why do you want to play with controller? What are you, a peasant? Like there's not enough buttons on the controller. It's like, hello, if you played Elite Dangerous, yes, there fucking is. You may have to hold down 6 different button combos, but there's enough buttons. Exactly. So people stood the floor back against the wall because of that. Oh, see, weirdly, this, and I'm planning on getting like an actual chair. It's like this chair is cool, but it's very wide. It's like kind of like one of the I don't know what you call it. It's like it's like a very spherical chair, like a love seat almost. Really cool. Not enough space in my room. Because Crimson really likes his... I've always liked the L-shaped desks. And like the logical side of me is like, you put an L-shaped desk in your room, you're gonna have no space. And I'm like, fuck it, I like the desk. And yeah, maybe I have to be careful not to spin too hard and then my PC hits the ground. No, that's not what it's called, Mona. What the fuck? Oh. You know, it annoys me when like you go on a game and it's like, because the other thing too with, speaking of DayZ, they have it on Xbox and the controls work amazingly. How hard is it to just enable it? Like I went on because Steam has like, you know, controller mode, and it's made by like community can make their own custom versions. And I went to use it, and it was like instead of like left trigger ADSing and right trigger shooting, left trigger leaned left and right trigger leaned right. To be fair, Dong, I've been looking at Herman Miller's, and they're very pricey, and I was looking at getting one because there's actually a place near me that does them secondhand. But even though logically the idea of spending like, you know, $500-600 on a desk, if you're going to like, you know, you're using it for gaming or working or whatever, it's not a lot of money in the long run, but it's hard to justify. There was one I was looking at, it's like called I think it's like the C7. No, Mona, a hammock. Where the fuck am I gonna put a hammock in my room? I did at one point debate, like, to give myself more space. I'm like, you know that, like, scene from the Step Brothers? Like, we need more space for activities. I was like, should I just get rid of my bed and buy one of those, like, fold-out mattresses? But apparently they're not good for your back. Don't ever do that. Build an extension. Ah, yes. Let me build an extension. Skip real quick. Gestures to find sure the won't snap like... Oh, yeah, 100%. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm a big boy. Like, I'm not, you know, but I'm tall. We'll call it that. I'm extra tall. And, like, because the thing is, I find is, you know, you'll go and you'll buy one of the gaming chairs that is, like, designed to look like... Because the biggest scam ever is convincing gamers that they need, like, chairs that were taken straight out of a rally car. Because, you know, you'll spend, like, 120 quid on a chair. It'll feel comfy for a week. And then suddenly the foam goes on the bottom, so your arse is sitting on wood. Or you're like me, you go to lean back, and then the whole thing bends. And you're like, I'm definitely putting that down to a deficiency and not the fact that my fat ass just broke the metal bar. Oh. See, I will say, Joe, at that, like, height, you probably would be, like, you'd probably have to spend close to $1,000. Like, you'd probably need to go custom. And a lot of people would be like, nah, bro, I ain't fucking spending that. But then realistically, where's the fucking cockpit? Realistically, you know what they always say, like, you always make sure that whatever you're going to be wearing constantly, your shoes, your bed, and your chair, they should always be ones of beanbag. Moda. Next, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I like to game on one of them fucking inflatable, those like exercise balls. Because the thing too is, like, even when you look into, like, I'd be the sort of person where I'd like go down the rabbit hole, and I'll like watch an hour-long video by like a back expert on like the best way to sit and stuff. But now it seems like the strat is like some people are like, just get a standing desk. I don't know about you, but I don't think I could stand there for an hour. Obviously, you're not a space hopper. Oh my god, of course you do. Honestly, as soon as they, like, make, like, simulation pods a la, like, Fallout 4, just stick me into a simulation pod filled with some, like Bacta or, like, some sort of Medigel that preserves my life. You just hook me up to my Xbox and I'll be good. My scooter has a seat. A lot of office chairs I used to using will break down after a year, so compared. And that is the way to look at it, Dong, and that is, a lot of people don't. Like, that's why, like, I've been looking around, and I've been kind of, like, looking for Because the only thing that would stop me from the Herman Miller is I'm always very funky about secondhand. Even though Herman Miller chairs, they're built very reliable. I could probably make speaking of hammocks, actually, there was a time when like because my uncle like lives in a kind of a farming area, and like I really wanted Herman Miller, also human scale I think they're called. Herman Miller I think is now it is the creme de la creme, but it is very pricey. Like people always recommend going secondhand. How did you get locked in, you goofy boy? People always recommend going secondhand. There's like weirdly, the only place that sells secondhand Herman Millers in Ireland is really close to where I live. I don't think that's me doxing myself. But even like then, like I was looking like 600-700 euro for like a secondhand, and then again, they're worth it. But it's like, you know, like it's trying to kind of get over the mentality of like, you've got his location. Oh no, you know the location of very expensive secondhand chairs. Whatever will you do? Buy me one? Oh no, please don't buy me one and ship it to my. No, all right, let's steal this ship real quick. But actually, I did want to buy a hammock, but I'm also very awkward. I probably... What the fuck, Jerry? I 100% fall out of a hammock. Like, knowing my luck, I would go to sit in it. Because I used to always be like, I'd be a great, you know, seaman. Like by seaman, I mean, you know, Navy boy. Till I tried to get into a boat one time and it wobbled. I was like, nah, I am 100% terra firma perk built in. The party cruise is very cool, Ruger. Really sad that you can't get the Pavia Cinema. What is that? I did see I've seen like a couple of like they're like capsules. And that is the big thing, dog. The thing is that even if oh, hello, Starborn. Like the thing too is like at the end of the day, a lot of people don't realize that it's your money. If you want to blow it on anything, who gives a fuck? But I have started to notice, though, that, like, what you're saying about, like, it isn't a crazy thing to actually invest in a good quality chair, especially if you work from home or even if you game longer than usual. What are them, invisible? Let's kill all these. Gotcha. This gun is good, but it sounds really funky. Where are you going? Old Madeline. I'm not that old.
I've already got you in my sight.
Like, touch wood, like, my back is quite decent. And I think it's just because I naturally sit quite ergonomically. Like, I'm the sort of person that sits really stupidly, but, like, it works, you know? Because what do they say? You gotta keep... Your hips have to be in line. You don't want to sit directly on your ass. You want to... Or your derriere, I apologize. Your rear end. You kind of want to be slightly angled so that, like, there's not a lot of flat contact. Need a high desk enough to get his walking... Fuck off, walking frame. Called a mobility aid, Mona. Get it right. Where is my ship? My ship. I think I will call it here for tonight, though, guys. It was good chatting to you guys. I will catch you next week, and we'll hopefully talk about more stuff that is definitely not really Starfield, but still fun. You guys have a good rest of your night/evening, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.